Hey, welcome back. I'm glad you could make it. Today, it's Friday. Work from home on Fridays usually. But today I'm bringing you Basil Haydens. I know yesterday we did a cast strength. Not as heavy as some of the other cast strengths. Not yesterday, but the last video. It's been a day or two. But we did lost the name there. A barrel bourbon. I'm sorry. We did barrel bourbon. I know I fudged the age statement. It's 10 years and 4 months. I won't forget that soon. But that's it was a shockingly good bourbon. I had it before, of course, but I know I said in that video I put it up against another cast strength bourbon and it got overshadowed. But having it by itself, I can't speak enough about it. This is another great bourbon, but we're bringing that octane down. Okay, so this one's going to be a lower alcohol content. This is one of the lowest ones on my shelf. Actually, I think it is the lowest one. It's only 80 proof. 40% by volume. So if you're not looking for a heavy night or a hard hitter, this is it. This is Beam Suntory line. They make, of course, Jim Beam, bourbon whiskey, but that's, the lower end. They have the Knob Creeks, which I'm a fan of for a lower end. They have Maker's Mark, and of course Maker's 46 and things like that. But Baker's Bourbon, Legent, and Booker's, because Booker master distiller there. So this is Basil Haydens. It's a part of that line of bourbons. So let's go ahead and pop her open here if I can get it to twist. Good seal. It's very light, very light. But I think you'll like it. Go ahead and pour you a little here. Oops. Slide your coaster over. And as always, if you don't drink this, you know I will. All right. Let's go ahead and get me some. Good old Friday. Hope your day went well. I know mine was okay. Of course, working from home is still work, but get a little air in here. So just remember, this is probably not going to hit your nose with fume. No, this one, like I mentioned with the cast strength, don't jam your nose down in it, because not that it's going to burn or anything. You're going to get the alcohol fumes off of the cast strength, but it will hide those subtle notes. You'll burn your olfactories there. So it's coating good. A lot of these bourbons are coating really well. Oh yeah, I'm getting it's flowery. When you first get a whiff off this, yeah, it smells sweet. It smells floral, actually. Not getting a lot of wood notes off of it. But it's a pleasant nose. Let's go ahead and give her a little taste here. I've had it before, but I'm trying to give it a go here. You know what? I'm not getting that caramel. This is a floral. This is more. It's more floral. Let me give her another try. Sweet, but different sweet. Very center of the tongue. I'm not getting many wood notes. I would say this would be more of a, I don't know. It's like a brand new, fresh cut wood oak plank or something. You know, no age. You know, I don't know what the age is on this, and I looked the bottle over before, so it just says it's artfully aged or something like artfully aged, but there's no age statement on it. You know, I can't tell because if it's distilled lighter or what, but and also on this one, I believe this has a slightly higher rye to the mash than a lot of the wheated bourbons. Not saying it's a rye, but there's going to be more rye in it, and I think that's what I'm picking up in here. But it's so subtle and light. This is a good sipper, especially if someone's starting off and they don't want to get, you know, hit too hard. I think it would be a good one to really start to try to pick up those notes with. Short finish, not real long. I'm not getting the tickle, you know, off of it, but that's indicative of 80 proof. You know, 40% by volume. This is a nice little tickler here at the top, but not down here, not the roller coaster, and not a lot of real good depth of flavor. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad bourbon. It's all in personal preference and taste, and I think there's an occasion for this, but I wouldn't serve it up to someone and say, hey, let's dissect this. I think this is more of a, hey, let's have a glass at the end of the day here to relax. I think it's a pleasant bourbon for that, but it's not going to be one that you sit around the coffee table and discussing all of the depth of it, because I don't taste the depth of this. I mean, I am getting a few notes there, but they're all very light notes. They're all if you look at bourbon, like these high notes are sweeter, more floral, and these deep notes down here are more dark, woodier notes, pepper, leather, things like that. This sucker's way up here at the top, and there's no, you know, there's no dip in this. But I think that's what they intended when they distilled it and put it the mash bill together and everything. I have never had a rye this subtle. And not that this, like I said, this isn't a rye, but they claim that the rye in this is higher than most bourbons, unless you get into ryes. Whistle Pig's probably going to be, you know, up there. I would not smoke a cigar with this. I think if I were smoking a cigar, I wouldn't even taste this. I mean, that's how light and fluffy, if that's a good descriptor, that I think this is. But I think for someone starting off, if you want to develop a palate and a tolerance and a flavor for bourbon, I think this is a good starter bottle for that. You're not going to burn yourself on it. You're not going to, you know, turn your nose up at it. I don't think it's almost like it has a little. It's almost like I put water in it, and I know I haven't done that on any of these videos, and I know some people do, and we'll get into that more later as I continue to produce these videos, but I'm just going straight snifters on these things right now. We will talk later on in future videos about how bourbons open up when you put water in them. You can change the flavor. Some of the bourbons on the shelf, I have an ice contraption that makes clear ice, and some of them I do really enjoy over ice. If you don't put too much in there because, you know, it's going to water down. But it does change in complexity. Bourbon will change in complexity as the water gets into it, and people call it opening up the bourbon. But right now, for these initial videos, we're just going straight across the board. You know, what did they bottle? That's what I want to bring to you. And this is very, very light. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up and enjoy the rest of this this little snip of bourbon here, and yours too. As always, please subscribe, share me, spread the word. Let's continue to keep putting out these videos, and I'll see you next time.